All right, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight review. So we're going to Tokyo, Japan for Deep Jewels 48. We're going to a 49 kilogram catchweight bout in the main event of the evening. Ayaka Hamasaki coming in at 25-6, taking on Moeri Suda coming in at 12-6. So this was not the original main event. This wasn't even scheduled to happen, and then a month before the event, one of the fighters in the original main event had to drop out. So Deep Jewels got this fight made. And apparently, Hamasaki wanted to get active and get a fight in because she last fought last fall or late last fall and didn't like the way she felt in that fight, said she felt some ring rust. So she requested a fight. And Deep Jewels provided it for her. And this was her first time fighting under the Deep Jewels banner in 10 years. And she's taking on, one of their top atomweights in Moeri Suda, who's only like 20 years old, but already has almost 20 fights to her credit. This was her 19th fight. So let's get into it. So the first round started, and each started punching early. Now Hamasaki caught a kick, countered it with a nice jab. She caught another kick from Suda and spun it into a takedown where she landed in half guard. Now, Suda went for a heel hook, but Hamasaki got out, and both stood from there. Hamasaki went for a throw, but Suda reversed, landed on top, and sort of getting to the back, not quite, but like 3/4 of the way onto Hamasaki's back. Now, Hamasaki kind of like gave up her back a little bit because she went for like the Kimura from there, like the double wrist lock. And it's like one of her signature moves is to work from that, even willingly giving up her back because she's so confident from there. But Moeri Suda, she must have trained for it because she was able to completely take Hamasaki's back from there. Like that allowed her to just completely take the back. And Suda started punching from on Hamasaki's back, snuck in that rear naked choke. I mean, just like she punched, Hamasaki kind of reacted, and she just snaked it in there. And she ended up bottoming Hamasaki out, getting her flat onto the back. And Hamasaki, you could tell, she started to go out, and then she reached her hand up and tapped out. So your winner, Moeri Suda, via submission due to rear naked choke. Let me pull the time back up here real quick. At 2 minutes, 28 seconds of the first round. Huge upset. I mean, I wrote down here that it is upset city. And I don't mean just Suda beating Hamasaki, but the speed and the method. Okay, not only is this the fastest, so this was Hamasaki's 7th loss in over 30 fights. Hamasaki doesn't lose too often. This was the first time she's ever been submitted. Her other losses were either by TKO, usually up at strawweight, or, excuse me, or by decision. This is the first time she's ever been submitted. Also, the speed. She's only been submitted once she was defeated once in the first round by Livia Hanata Souza at Invicta up at strawweight. And I think this was even faster. Not only that, but out of the losses that she's taken lately as Hamasaki's gotten older, she beat Hamasaki faster than the current Deep Jewels and RIZIN atomweight champ, Seika Izawa. So this is huge. It made headlines across the combat sports world in Japan. Big upset. So it is fair to say that, no, it's more than fair to say, Moeri Suda has finally arrived. Like I said, this sent shockwaves through the Japanese mixed martial arts scene. Like within, I think, an hour or two, Deep Jewels put the fight up by itself on their YouTube channel. And I think it was made available for free too. Like they didn't even put it behind a membership because they wanted people to watch this because it was that big of news. Now, one thing some people are wondering, is it time for Ayaka Hamasaki to retire? And I'll be honest, I don't think so. Like, she's getting up there in age. She's 42 years old. But I think at this point, she still looks good in her fights. I mean, she just came off a really good win over Yui Shim in RIZIN. I think it's just a bit of ring rust, but also the opponent she fought, Moeri Suda, is really young at only 20 years old. She was fast, and this is what Suda does. She goes for the first round submission every time. And she got Hamasaki down. She trained for her really well, knew Hamasaki's habits, and was able to exploit them to get that submission when it's early, when the fighters are both dry before they really start sweating. So I don't think Hamasaki should retire just yet. I think she's got maybe a couple more years. And like, you would say that this is maybe the lowest level opponent she's ever lost to, and Suda has a lot of fights already. So it's not like she has a terrible record, because she doesn't lose to scrubs either. So, yeah, I'd say Hamasaki can maybe keep going. I think ring rust definitely does hurt her, though, as she gets older, because she's used to fighting more often. It's just that injuries the last couple of years have stopped her from doing so. My final note here is that Suda's killer instinct is second to none in the women's divisions. I mean, you look at all the different fighters in the women's divisions, and yeah, I will put Moeri Suda's killer instinct as number one. That she goes out there every time looking for the finish, and she chains her submission attempts together really well. She knows the best way to finish each of her opponents, and she goes for it, and just goes for it, goes for it, goes for it. Yeah, Moeri Suda, I think it's time for international audiences to start paying attention, because I think, yeah, like I said, she's arrived, and she's going to go places now, I believe. And so what's next for Moeri Suda? Is it Deep Jewels, atomweight, strawweight, and RIZIN super atomweight champ Seika Izawa? I think so. I think they should make that fight. If RIZIN were smart, they'd make that fight. If Deep Jewels were smart, they'd make that fight in Deep Jewels. But if Izawa doesn't want to defend her titles, then they can do it in RIZIN, where she'll have to defend her title. Izawa can't stop hiding from top contenders forever. And I believe Suda even said in like backstage in a post-fight interview that that's what she wants. She wants a title shot. So let's do it, Deep Jewels. Let's do it, RIZIN. Give Suda a chance. So those are my thoughts. Moeri Suda defeating Ayaka Hamasaki via first round rear naked choke submission. Absolute upset. Shockwaves across the Japanese combat sports world. I'll post the link to the video. Let me know your thoughts on it. Hit that like button, and thank you for watching WMMAC Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.